I came to Finca Moringa Sagrada to pull weeds and paint buildings. I ended up planting a tree that's 2,300 years old. A few months ago I found this place on Workaway, a volunteer retreat on Ecuador's southern coast, middle of nowhere, run by a woman who believes the universe sends her exactly the right people at exactly the right time. I was skeptical. I've done retreats before with mixed results, but the feedback here was fantastic, and I thought, well, even if everything goes totally sideways, I can just pack up and leave. It turns out, sometimes you roll the dice and you win big. The Finca runs on energy exchanges. Time and skill traded for room and board and whatever experiences come your way. There's a professional chef keeping everyone fed, a social media volunteer from up the coast, former retreat participants returning to help, locals on staff maintaining the property. Everyone is contributing. My role? Landscaping and general maintenance, code for whatever needs doing. Weeding, painting, rescuing bug-infested trees, raking debris. Translation became part of my contribution, bridging languages and cultures. The work? Pretty mundane, but showing up and being useful, that weaves you into the fabric of a place. And when you're woven in, you get to participate in the moments that matter, like when a monk from Sri Lanka arrives with a cutting from the most sacred tree in Buddhism. When it was revealed that I was from Canada, one of the guests greeted me upon my arrival, not by saying, hey, hi, welcome, nice to meet you, but, oh, you're going to be the 51st state of America. He assumed my politics. He assumed incorrectly. I countered by saying that, yeah, I think it would be a great idea, because clearly our government can't get it together, and we'd be much better off being part of the states. That was the end of that. Political discussions, mysteriously absent after that. This was not the kind of greeting I would expect at a healing/transformational center. But there we were. More importantly, literally every retreat that I've ever done has always had at least one person seeking personal therapy disguised as participation. That didn't happen here, and that's worth noting. Gratitude and good energy were the baseline, not performative gestures. Our host constantly acknowledged our contributions, thanked us, and said she was grateful we were there, and was very sincere. Now, this was a very welcome change from what I was used to in the West, and a big part of why I chose to leave and come and live down here in Ecuador. The host, was she organized? Not by any definition of the word with which I'm familiar. Is she using checklists, or does she have any contingency plans? No. What she did was consult her spirit guides. But it works. Somehow, it works, and it works well. Early in my stay, there was talk about an upcoming Buddhist retreat. I wasn't sure how long I was going to stay or if I would be there. I did stay, and the monk, who came from Sri Lanka, brought a cutting from the Jaya Sri Maha Bodhi tree, the most sacred tree in all of Buddhism. It traces its roots back 2,600 years, a living thread of history, now growing on the Ecuadorian coast. I found out about the tree planting much the way I found out about many things here. Pretty chaotically, without a lot of advance notice, and with no clear idea of when it was actually starting or what my role was. By afternoon, I'd moved from pulling weeds to planting living history. This tree will outlive all of us. Someday, someone may continue its lineage. I've been practicing yoga and meditation since the 1990s and got to lead a class here. This place isn't about intensity or achievement. It's space. Time to walk, create, and notice. During a Reiki workshop, I had this profound experience. Balls of light emanating from my third eye. This intense sensation and visualization. No idea what triggered it, but it happened. It was real, and I didn't want it to end. Reiki, meditation sessions with the monk, beach bonfires, feasts with locals and expats. Every moment reminded me of why I'm on the road. On the last night of the retreat, everyone, both paid participants and volunteers, shared their experiences. I told them I hadn't expected any of this. Not the Buddhist retreat, not the Bodhi tree planting, not the depth of connection or the privilege of participating in something so rare. That doesn't always happen on volunteer gigs. Usually you show up, do your work, and move on. But sometimes, if you're open to it, if you show up with intention, you become part of something bigger. And in so doing, you weave pieces of you into the fabric of the places, communities, and lives of the people you interact with and serve. I was here from mid-September until early November, 7.5 weeks. I wouldn't have stayed if it wasn't a good fit, and I would have stayed longer if my itchy feet hadn't told me it was time to get back out on the road. The owner believes the universe sends her people. Maybe. Or maybe, when you build a space on gratitude and good energy, you attract the right people. These places need contributors, not tourists. People who show up, do the work, and stay open to moments that matter. Even oracle cards with cats in costumes. Especially then. If this story resonated, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that adventure is still possible, even in the mundane. Drop a comment if you've ever shown up for one thing and ended up becoming part of something completely different. This is Feelgood Friday. Real people, real places, real life. Moments that remind us why we roam, because good stories still matter.